Hi guys, today I want to show you how to set up the Lumix G6 for everyday hybrid shooting. For that we will create 4 different custom settings and I show you how I program them. So the first custom setting I want to create is everyday shooting mode, which will be the P mode with the lowest possible ISO, which will be ISO 160 on the G6. You have to set the wheel to P mode to create the custom mode. Then we click the fast menu. For the file size I will choose RAW and JPEG standard. I always shoot RAW and JPEG so that when I look through the card quickly I can see which images are on the card. For our autofocus we set AF single. For our autofocus mode I will choose the 23 area selection. When I want to grab quick video shots I will set it to Full HD 50p so that I can use it as slow motion footage. The file size I always choose the largest, because if you want to crop in the picture later you have the information, so I always choose 4x3 and L. The flash I always turn off. I let the color profile be stay on standard. Yeah, and then obviously in P mode on Panasonic cameras, if you spin the back wheel you can change the aperture, and if you use this front dial here you can dial in exposure compensation, which obviously increases your shutter speed. Okay, now with everything set we press menu, press custom, and have to go up here, and then set custom menu, and I will save it as C1. Yeah, alright, current sections, yeah, completed. So now when I go in my shooting monitor, if I now turn the wheel to C1, we will have the saved settings. So the second custom mode I want to create is a vlogging profile. So for that we turn the wheel to manual movie mode. We will choose the face recognition, face detection focus, AF continuous. Because we can use the 1/50 shutter speed, we will use FHD 25. Then I will start with ISO 400. Sadly with the G6 you don't have the option of an automated ISO in manual movie mode. But I will already turn the shutter speed down to 1/50th of a second, and then when I'm out and about I can just check how the exposure, how the camera judges the exposure, and then use either an ND filter for the camera if I want to use a wide open aperture, or just close the aperture down a bit. Or obviously I can increase or decrease the ISO. I would not advise increasing the ISO over 1600 on the G6. So again we have to go to menu, custom, and then I will set it as my C21. Yes, so the CT1 is now my vlogging setup. Next I want to create a custom mode for recording time lapses with the G6. As I said in my first G6 video, the G6 is not capable of doing in-camera time lapses, but it has the ability to capture the needed images for creating a time lapse in post. So what I will do is I will go to the menu mode, set my picture standard as fine JPEGs. I will use manual focus, Very important, the aspect ratio will be 16:9L. Obviously, if you want to, you can also choose RAW files if you want to have the ability to RAW edit every picture before you make a time lapse out of them. But I prefer to just take the JPEGs. So here we can go back to ISO 160. Then have manual mode so that we can judge the scene, how it looks. If you want to use an ND filter, important here really is that it's manual mode, manual exposure. What you need to look out for is when you take time lapse that you change your white balance to the situation. So we leave it on auto here. No, actually let's set it to indoor lighting. So when we take the time lapse, we see mostly that won't be the right one, but then we can change it to the right one. So again, we go on menu, custom, set custom menu, and we use this as our C22. Hi guys, during the edit of this video I realized that I forgot to set the shutter mode to electronic shutter as I set my custom mode for time-lapse, and I would strongly advise that so you don't wear your shutter out when you take hundreds of pictures in a very small time. I will also do dedicated time-lapse video in the near future. And then lastly I would set a custom setting for wildlife shooting. So I use the S mode, shutter priority, for that. I will have the ISO on auto. We will go back to the 4x3, we will go back to RAW and standard, and then AF continuous. And you can decide if you want to use the single shot, the 23 or the one area. The continuous, the AF tracking, it doesn't work that well, so I will choose the one area and then use the center point. Importantly, white balance back to auto. So if I want to take videos of the animals, I like them to be slow motion capable, so I will change this again to 50p. And then we use it as custom menu 3. So these are the 4 quick settings I want to use. Obviously, if you want to use any other setting, you can just flick the switch to M, S, A and P mode, or use the creative modes that the G6 can give you. These are my favorite ways to shoot, so I have these on quick change, so that I don't have to change everything in camera anytime I want to change my shooting style. For example, when I go from travel landscape to wildlife shots. So I hope that was helpful, and I hope to see you next time, and bye for now.